happened so fast. It was an explosion, and the next thing was we were upside down in the ditch, and the first thing was I was concerned about our survival.
September 16th, 2011 is a day that Rick Funk will never forget. What started out as a happy occasion to celebrate 10 years of marriage turned into a near tragedy. A couple of weeks prior, Rick had presented his wife Karen with a special anniversary gift.
My wife enjoys sports cars, so I ended up buying her a really nice Toyota Supra. I bought it off of a customer of ours that I've had it since brand new.
Rick also purchased a personalized license plate which read, "We made it," to commemorate their 10 years together. At the time, he had no idea how prophetic that license plate would be. The evening of September 16th, Rick and his wife had traveled to Winnipeg to celebrate their anniversary with friends.
We'd gone to Winnipeg for supper, met with some friends, and we had left Winnipeg. We cruised around a bit, and then we had gone back home. It was approximately a quarter after 10.
They were a few short miles from home when the events of that evening would take a drastic turn.
Well, I remember talking to my wife, and she was talking to me, and it was nearly a full moon, and there's a sunroof in the vehicle, and my wife had said, "Man, that's such a beautiful night tonight," and she had just spoken with my stepdaughter and said, "We'll be home in a few minutes." She had just, phoned her until we were on our way back, and my wife said that this is a night of all nights, and it's just awesome, and I said, "Yeah, it really is," and no sooner had she said that about the night of all nights that there was a car in my lane. Never even seen it coming. It happened so fast. I ended up steering as fast as I could to avoid the collision, but I couldn't steer fast enough.
Rick was traveling at a speed of approximately 100 kilometers per hour. Accident investigators would later determine that the driver of the other vehicle was traveling at the same rate of speed when the two vehicles collided.
And then we flipped through the air, and we landed a few hundred feet, or very, very close thereabouts, in the ditch, quite a ways from the accident. And when we stopped, the car was rocking a bit. And of course, we were very concerned about there's lots of fumes, and you watch a lot of TV shows and movies, and you see the cars always often exploding shortly after, and it's a horrendous ordeal. At that point, I took charge. My wife was very, very distraught. We were both hanging upside down by our seatbelts, telling her what to do, how to do it. I had my leg jammed underneath the seat of the vehicle. I didn't know how to get it out because there wasn't much room, but I ended up pulling up my leg from underneath the seat of the vehicle and plummeting dropping back down to the ground, however far that was. And then I proceeded to help my wife and get her out of the window on my side of the car and get away from the car as fast as possible, thinking that it might explode.
Rick's wife Karen was lucky enough to walk away from the crash. Rick, on the other hand, wasn't so lucky.
In my foot, approximately 12 fractures. I'm plated in my foot, and I got about 30 plus fractures in my whole leg. My femur, my fib, my tib, they're all plated and rotted. My hips pinned. Yeah, you feel it every day, but I'm an optimistic person. I feel it every day, and I walk with it. You live with it.
It was approximately 10 days after the incident that Rick would discover the driver of the vehicle who had caused the collision had been driving impaired. And as a result of his choice to get behind the wheel after consuming alcohol, was facing several criminal charges. Rick and Karen would come face to face for the first time with the man who had almost taken their lives in court. After such a close brush with death and a long road of recovery ahead of him, the Funks surprised most in the courtroom with the words contained within their victim impact statement.
I'm a forgiving type of person, and I've had a rough childhood myself. And so I understand the situation, and I was unfortunately the victim. And I can honestly tell you that because of my faith in who I am, that I did decide to forgive. And my wife is a very forgiving person too, and we chose at that point in court to make a statement about, yes, we make errors in life, and our victim impact statement was exactly that. And one of the things that we stated, and my wife stated because she read it, said that we would, at any given time, shake your hand and become your friend at any given time. if this made a difference in life. And the judge actually looked at us and lifted up his glasses a couple of times, and there was tears, and he actually told this gentleman that did this, that he didn't know, he didn't think that he would be able to forgive in a situation like this. And we want freedom, and that's how we get your freedom. You forgive and you move on.
As amazing as it might seem to some, not only did the Funks forgive the man who had almost taken their lives, in the years since the crash, they've developed a friendship as well.
You know, we're all busy people. He works out of town lots, and him and his wife have gotten back together through this accident. They had gotten back together, had another child. I've gotten involved in a bit of his kids are in hockey a little bit, and so we helped them out in some stuff like that. And it's been awesome. Him and his wife, and they're good people. They're just common, good people.
Although the wounds and scars from the incident have slowly healed, Rick is still dealing with the psychological effects of the crash that almost claimed his life.
Since this accident, I can be quite honest with you that I really hugged the far right of the shoulder. I am very conscious about watching people driving and when I'm following them and when they're coming forward toward me, so I'm really keeping an eye on weavers. So, to be honest with you, it's created a tension in my life a bit, this driving on the road, because of this thing that I thought would have never happened to me, right? I would definitely, if you really gotta, drink, which is, that's everybody's level is different, and you shouldn't be driving.
This fall, Rick was asked to become involved with Operation Red Nose in the Steinbach LaBroquerie area.
Recently I had a visit by somebody that came to ask me if I could sponsor the Operation Red Nose, and I said no problem. I was unfamiliar with how it all worked, and she explained to me how it worked, and I could not believe how much people were involved, the amount of people that got rides, the time frame that it was open to the public, and what they all did, from bringing your car to your house and dropping it off, and they catered you from front to back, and the amount of costs that are involved with this, it's amazing. So the people that are doing this Operation Red Nose are doing it for you. They do it because they might have relationships in their families where they've been hurt through drunk drivers, or they've been hurt through people that have been impaired, or maybe they just don't want anybody to see anybody get hurt, but use them as a business owner, a function and a family business that we've run here for many years. You guys just take advantage of it, because I'll tell you one thing, I am probably going to hurt for the rest of my life because of what's a choice somebody's making. Even I have forgiven that person. It's always a memory. Every day I drive past that place. Yes, I don't always think about it, but it's something that you do think about, and so it makes you think about life as a whole. Well, what is life? And so use them, take advantage of what they've got there, and they're offering it to you. And you young kids that keep driving out there as DDs, I'm so proud of you. Keep getting your designated drivers. It works. It works.
For Steinbach Online, I'm Karen Black.